This is the Bubbles main menu. It includes icons, and which we're going to be going through each of these. And you notice that we have 4 rows of icons. And the first row has to do with sessions, has to do with clients, client information, creating new sessions, and preferences, and sending reports. And this is our help screen right here. And this is reports. We're going to go through each of these in detail and following videos. But this one's just going to show you where everything is located, so you get a general idea of what's inside of the Bubbles application. So first here on this first row, like I said, has to do with sessions. This is the icon for testing. This is the icon right here for balancing techniques, all right here. And this will exit the application. So we're going to start off first. We're going to go over here and to the question mark. And I will click there. And this is our help screen. And this explains what each of the icons do. It's got their function listed above the icon. And notice down at the bottom that you can change the languages for and see the names of each of the functions in the different languages. And so we have 7 languages here. And I'm going to end up put it back to English. And notice right up here that the instructional videos, like the one you're watching now, there is a menu that has them all right up here, and you can get to those. So if you ever have a question about something, you can go there and find a short video, which will answer your questions. You will also notice that in the top left-hand corner of almost every screen, you will see the Bubbles logo right here. And if you click that, that will take you back to the main menu. Notice also we have some resources that right here, some how-to things, and going to home pages. And if you click these buttons right here, you will go to those. But I'm going to go back to our help screen right here first. This goes to our eTouch for Health site. This goes to the Matthew Thies site for the complete edition, Touch for Health, the complete edition. This is the interactive tree of Touch for Health, and these are acknowledgments of people that have helped me. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the main menu. So we go up to the top left and click. You will notice that whenever there's a button and you hover over it, that the icon turns into a pointer. So this is, and notice too, if you let's see right here, I have a big icon right now, but you can see that the names also pop up beneath the icons. And as you get a regular sized cursor, you will be able to see those. So let's just quickly go through these. Go to the first one, and this is I'm not going to do a complete session, but this is where you would go and you would enter your client information, enter their email address and signature and priority, and set a goal, which we're going to do that pretty shortly coming up. Here are our preferences. And here are your testing preferences on this side in this column. Here are your balancing preferences on this column. And whatever you click here I'm going to click 42 muscles anatomical order. That loads it up into the testing icon. Whatever you choose here will be assigned to the icon. So right now you can select 14, 42, or anatomically. Let's go right there. Yep, to match what we've chosen here. So I'm going to go to the next icon. This is injury recall. And injury recall is a wonderful technique to start off with if you've never done it. It was discovered by Dr. Bronson, MD, and who taught Dr. Walter Smith, who promoted it, and also Dr. Sheldon Dill promoted it. At almost in every one of his presentations, he will demonstrate this. So this is a great technique. Notice now that we'll start a session. If we click right here, we go directly to the 42 muscles in anatomical order, and because that's what we had selected in our preferences. But I'm going to go back to the main menu right now. I'm going to go right up here, main menu, and click. So notice that if we click here, we go directly to whatever our preference was. So I'm going to go back. But we can also go through and click on each of the individual testing screens. Here's our 5-element screen. And notice that over on the right-hand side, we have a dashboard. And once again, we have our testing icon. We have our balancing icons. And these are all in the techniques. So I'm just going to go quickly through these just so that you can see where they are. Here's the 5 elements with the meridians. Here's 14 muscles, 42 muscles in meridian order, 42 muscles in anatomical order. And let's say that I just select, I'm going to click on pectoralis major clavicular. And notice now that it shows up as active here, and left a breadcrumb over here. And so our next icon over here was the videos. So if we click there, this is the test for the pectoralis major clavicular muscle. Notice that we do this 3 times. Give you plenty of time to see the movements. And you can also run those back. Let's see if I click here, my big cursor, okay, there we go. But once you get here, you can bring these back, and you can, with the scrubber, you can run back and forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the main menu right here. And what we've done is we've looked at, just quickly, looked at some of these icons here. And these all have to do with sessions. These all have to do with testing. So now let's go to balancing. And so balancing, and so I click here, and notice that the last muscle that I had activated was the pectoralis major clavicular. And so whenever you click one of the icons for balancing, it will go to the last muscle that you had set to be active. Notice right here, if you want to set all the neurolymphatic points, you can turn them on right there, or you can clear them right here. And so let's go back right there, and now we have the pectoral, we reset it. And you can click through all the muscles here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going back to our testing. And then we started off when we came back to balancing, and we came to the neurolymphatics. I'm just going to go now. There are the vascular holding points. Here is the listing, and we can go through. Let's see. We're in anatomical order right here. But let's see, with stomach meridian. Notice that we give you the full view and a tighter view for head and feet sometimes, or arms. Notice that we also have the tapping points and the low points, and also key points that when acupressure holding points, when we get into those, the key points are shown on these, as along with the low points and the tapping points. So we're going to go to the next. Notice that you can click on the buttons, or you can click on the icon up here, or if you're on the iPad, you can swipe right. I'm just going to click over here on the dashboard. And for those who have taken Touch for Health and looked at the acupuncture holding point theory, this will look very familiar. But notice that also added on, here are the acupressure holding points for each meridian, each muscle going up here. On the top is tonifying, on the bottom is sedating, and this is the left side over here, and this is the right side when you're doing pulse check. We'll get more into this, but just want to quickly let you see that. Then here are the patterns. The patterns, the zero is the pattern. Just think of the two circles here, and the circles, and so those are the patterns. So once they're not really showing patterns now because we haven't entered any information in those. But once we start entering information in those, you will see the patterns emerge. So we've gone through this. This is the balancing technique icon, neurolymphatic points, neurovascular holding points, the meridians, the acupressure holding points, the patterns, and this is sounds. So let's click sounds right here, and notice that we have, this is the water element, and here's the sound. We can play the sound if we wanted to. Here's the metaphor, the emotions, and also if we change these, each of these changes to the language that I select. Over here are the muscles that are in that element and the meridian of the element. So we can click through each of the elements right here. And I want to go back to the main screen. So that was on the balancing icon level right there. So this has been a quick overview of bubbles. Notice down here, this is I started bubbles in 2015, and the first version, I launched it Easter morning 2022. And this is the pro version and with plus eHum, and it shows me that I have 367 days left on my subscription. If you ever want to look to check that out, you can go right here down the bottom right. This is the about screen, and this has our information, has support if you ever need technical support. And here's when this copy was activated, and here is our license agreement. And right down here in the bottom right, when it's time to renew, you can renew. So that's a button to remember. So I'm going to go right back over here to the main menu, and just remember that you can always get back here by clicking on the Bubbles logo up on the top left-hand corner. So that concludes our quick tour of Bubbles. Enjoy!